Good morning. So I'm Bernard Couhay, Sporty Jordy. This is Sam Cardona, the girl who talks sports. This is the Fantasy Underdogs podcast presented by Believe Podcast Network and BetOnline AG. And me and my good friend Sam here are a little hungover, majorly depressed, and there's a lot for us to get into.
I mean, and what's great is like the fact that everything that happened yesterday happened like while I was slightly intoxicated is even better. And I'm so excited to talk about what happened yesterday. It's insane.
It was insane, and it started out so good. It started out on such a good note. And then we came crashing back down to earth. So for those that don't know, me and Sam are big Joe Burrow fans.
Huge,
massive. So obviously that makes us Bengals fans. We've had to bite our tongue over the last year since the draft because we were both very upset, and rightfully so, that the Bengals did not target an O-line more, because we saw Joe Burrow realistically on the ground more than he was standing in that game. But it didn't matter because the Bengals still did what they had to do to win with their rookie kicker, who was just an absolute icon.
Money McPherson.
I love him. Like, I want to get his jersey.
Yeah, it was insane. And the fact that they were all so hyped about him kicking that field goal, I was like, well, actually, can I paint you a picture real quick?
Yes.
I watched the end of that game in the car with my brother, hunched over. We're like double parked on the side of the road, watching, because we were like, we have to watch this kick.
Yeah.
We have to watch it. And it made it. And we looked at each other and I went, the Bengals are going to the AFC Championship game. And he was like, this is unreal.
No, it's insane. They've had the quickest turnaround, and I love every single thing about it. So, and did you hear what he said to Joe Burrow before he ran out to kick the game-winning field goal?
No, what did he say?
He literally looked at Joe Burrow and was like, well, I guess we're going to the AFC Championship. Went out and nails the kick.
Kid you not, you just gave me goosebumps.
No, I was like, honey, dude, you're a freaking king.
Oh my God.
No, the Bengals are full of kings. The only thing they need, you dropped this. The only thing they need is a freaking O-line.
Oh my God. And I texted you yesterday, right? And I said, I know we have kind of swallowed our pride about the Jamar Chase pick, but oh my God, the Bengals offensive line still sucks. It's so bad.
It's so bad. And they're so, I genuinely think if they had any other quarterback, and like, I know we made the argument like Joe Burrow can make it work with any receiver, but like they did, like we did have to bite our tongue. Jamar Chase is out of this world. Him and Joe Burrow together, it's like not even human.
No.
So it works out great, but if you had any other average old quarterback in there, if you had any decent receiver, they would not be able to do what Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are doing. This is not an AFC Championship bound team.
No.
And I am nervous for them going into because like they're gonna have to play either the Bills or the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And then in the Super Bowl, you're taking on the 49ers, Rams, or Bucks now, if they are able to beat the Bills or the Chiefs. So I am nervous with Joey B behind this O-line, but we have to give the Bengals, like, this team's so freaking cool.
It's so good. It's so good. And you know, I don't know if you saw this like little stat on the broadcast, but the only other quarterback to like win a game in the playoffs after getting sacked over 8 times was Donovan McNabb. And and I saw that stat and I was like, no way. So the fact that they were able to win after all of that was going on just proves that they are a lot better of a team than I think a lot of people were expecting them to be.
I had a bet that was Bengals money line and Packers -5.5. So you win some, you lose some. At least I was actually a smart degenerate gambler yesterday, though, because I bet each game individually and then did a little parlay for like a sprinkle on top. So like I still came out winning. It would just wasn't by half as much as I wanted it to be.
Okay.
But I still came out on top. So
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I think I'm more depressed. And I also, this was our banner last week, and we were going through it before, and I was like, I have to leave it up
Just keep it. Just keep
because
it.
yes, the Bengals are
Too
too
good.
good.
Too good.
But then we also, all right, so we got to enjoy the Bengals, and we got to enjoy Joe Burrow, and we got to enjoy McPherson. That was
Correct.
all sunshine. Can we talk about first how dumb the Titans are? Because they could have easily won that game. They did not utilize. How are you going to say prior to the game, Derrick Henry's ready to go? There's no snap count. There's no limitations on him. And then not use him.
I literally, the way that game start. First of all, the way the game started. The Bengals defense won that game.
Incredible. Iconic. And everyone going into that game was like, the Bengals defense is suck. It's sus. And I was like, no, they're not.
Not even a little bit. I mean, the very first play was an interception. Yep. And then they literally ended the game with an interception. That got the McPherson kick in.
Tannehill got, what, had 3 or 4 interceptions?
Yeah. Yeah, no. And Tannehill looked bad.
Bad.
Really bad. And the thing is, too, like, we've talked about, like, are the Titans, like, the, like, not a good first seed team, but then we were also like, we don't know who in the AFC would have been the first seed, but
yeah,
they really looked not good at all. I was expecting with Derrick back, it was going to be like nothing, but like you said, they barely used him. It was like, where's Derrick Henry? We've been waiting, and now his season's over.
Yep, he comes back, freaking gets his little moment, but no, I think it was, and like this is coming from someone that had money on the Bengals, wanted the Bengals to win, but we still have to acknowledge how great Derrick Henry is. I am fully convinced if the Titans utilized him and took advantage of him and exploited this Bengals defense, the Titans win that game even with Ryan Tannehill playing awful. And
Absolutely.
they literally shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, the Titans look terrible. And the thing is too crazy, and I know we'll get to the Packers, but what are the odds that both first seed teams in both conferences lose?
I know this was really tough for me because I tweeted, I was like, the Titans are the worst 1 seed. And then I got to quote tweet that after the game and be like, because I said it back like early January. But then I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, the Packers also just lost. So
yeah, but the Packers, we expected them to be the first seed. That's different.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Because I was sitting there and I was like,
no,
my Packers. No, I'm actually distraught. That the Packers lost last night. I was telling Sam before we went live. My mom and my sister's boyfriend were both rooting for the 49ers. I was hardcore Packers. And at first I was like, all right, whatever. Like we were just like making fun of each other, going back and forth. And then when it got more real and like I was like, oh my God, the Packers could actually lose this game. I looked at both of them and I was like, this isn't funny anymore. I was like, you're gonna stop rubbing it in I was like, this is like really upsetting for me. So I spent the rest of the game in my room alone because I was sad. And then I literally started crying at the end of the game because I was like, was this the last time we're ever going to see Aaron Rodgers like in Lambeau as a Packer? And I was like, what if he retires? And I was like, what if that was the last time I saw Aaron Rodgers play? And I had zero preparation because I'm so convinced that the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Like Big Ben, last game in Heinz Field, we had this moment for him.
Sure.
I'm sitting there at the end of the Packers game and I was like, I didn't get a moment. I was like, it's just over.
Because it was so surprising, first of all. Yes. And like, yeah. And then you start thinking, you're like, oh my God, like in my book, in my eyes, the fact that the Packers didn't go to the Super Bowl and they just lost in their first game of the playoffs, Aaron's gone.
Yeah.
Aaron is not going to be a Packer next year. Wherever he does end up going is, I don't know, but he's not going to be a Packer next year. There's no way. He like just looked like disillusioned. Like he was surprised. He was like, how did this happen? And like, I don't even think he had a like moment for himself.
Yes.
Like, I think he was like looking around and was like, oh my God. Like and like he walked out into the tunnel too. And I saw him do like the I love you hands he always does. And I was like, Dude. And it was, and okay, at this point, I'll be fully transparent. I was drunk and screaming in the
Yeah.
bar. I was screaming. And then I was like, this is not happening. Yeah, absolutely. He's not going to be in Green Bay next year. I don't think he's going to retire though.
I don't think from the press conference after the game, the way he was talking, like, I don't want to be on a rebuilding team. Like,
Right.
he still that was like the confirmation I needed. Like, all right, Aaron Rodgers isn't done. He's still motivated, because I think if he was considering, like, I think he would have said it in that moment. Like, I think he would have at least hinted at it. But all the vibes I was getting was that I'm going to be coming. I will be in the NFL next year.
Yeah.
But he wants to be on a team that can win, which I think is fair considering,
Mhm.
like, Joe Burrow's farther than he is this year, and the Packers won 13 games and were legitimate. Like, you can't make the Packers were the best team in the NFL this season. Like, they were
In
the
the
best
regular
team
season.
in the regular season. Like, they were the only consistent team. They dominated. And then we just saw this. Hopefully he goes to the AFC and gives
Yeah,
those. Yeah.
I hope he goes to the AFC. I
Because
hope
you know
so.
what? Because then we could have a Rodgers Brady Super
Brady
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so glad we're on the same page.
You know, I honestly, this is my hot take. It's not even a hot take because I've seen a decent amount of people talk about it.
Yeah.
I want him to go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Imagine Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin. And Pittsburgh
Yeah.
could honestly probably make a deal. Pittsburgh has so many assets. They could definitely figure out a trade or something where Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers could both end up in Pittsburgh. Like, they have
That's
enough
the other thing.
capital.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other thing is Devontae Adams. And I think, like, but the thing is that if Aaron Rodgers is going to go to another team the way like Tom Brady is going or has gone to Tampa, he knew that Tampa was ready to go. It just
Yes.
needed a quarterback.
Yep.
So we need to find Aaron and Devontae a team where all you have to do is just place them in and they will win a Super Bowl. Like
Yeah.
that, it has to be the last puzzle piece. He
You know,
can't.
and I think Broncos are a very good argument.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, and you're probably not gonna like this. The thought I had was the Raiders. But if you think about it, if you put Devontae and Aaron in Las Vegas, can you imagine?
No, it would be really.
It would be good. But
I
I
can
would,
honestly
but
see them there too.
but it'll be interesting though with the Broncos because they'll have to get a new head coach as well. And then
Yeah.
of course, Aaron and him will have to get along and who's in charge. And
That's
there's a lot of
true.
things. There's so many things that's going to happen. I'm so excited for this
No,
offseason.
this
You have
offseason
no
is
idea.
I genuinely hope, though, for the sake of my mental health, that he doesn't drag it out until August
No, he
again.
will.
He will, because he's a master. We say it all the time. Master manipulator. He loves the drama. He loves to literally, like, he'll like pour some gasoline, throw a match, and then walk away.
Yeah.
And just like watch the world burn. And that's where he
Was
thrives.
it, I think it was you that said he's the meme of the girl who's like looking over her shoulder smiling and there's just like a house on fire.
I need to make that. I'm gonna Photoshop it because that is literally Aaron Rodgers.
It is. It's true.
Ooh, we have some people in here saying Colts, and
Interesting.
even the Colts, like, they came out and said, like, at the time we thought Carson Wentz was going to be the right thing for us, and they were like, now we're not going to say who's going to be here next year. Aaron Rodgers on the Colts would be nuts
with him. And I'm keeping Devontae. Like, Devontae and him, for me right now, they are sticking together with Jonathan Taylor and that offensive line. Like, oh my God.
No, that would be unreal.
The Colts would explode. It would be insane. And it's still AFC.
Yes, we can still get our Brady Rodgers Super Bowl.
Oh man. Oh, this is like, I can't even formulate words right now.
No, I'm very,
it sucks that their season's over. Like, it really does. Like, I remember, like, the fact that happened last night is still like racking my brain, but wow.
I think it's a bittersweet situation because that's not how I wanted it to end. That's not how I wanted them to go out. But at the same time, I think it's kind of going to motivate him because I do think he was on the verge of retirement. Like, I do think that was in the back of his mind. But I think now, after the way the season ended, he can sit there and be like, all right, I'm motivated. I still want to win. I don't want to go out on this note. Like, let's either get Green Bay in the right position, which they're in a salary cap hell. All of their guys are at the end of contracts. I don't know if Green Bay is going to be able to figure it out in order to make him stay, but I'm sure it's an option for him. And then, if not, get me on a team that's ready to win. I'll pull Brady.
No, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. And like I said, it would be really fun too if David Bakhtiari kind of hung out with them too, because I know they love each other. And David Bakhtiari wasn't even able to play in this last game, so that would be an interesting trio to place them somewhere. But it is about the money.
It is about the money.
Aaron will say it's not about the money, but at this point now, it's gonna start being about the money.
He's gonna want to at least get a contract that respect. He might not have to be the best paid player in the entire league. Like, he doesn't need that, but he's still gonna want.
He's gonna want money,
a hefty contract, because he's Aaron Rodgers and he deserves a hefty contract. But I'm sure he is going to take up majority of our conversations this offseason. It's
gonna be a repeat of last year.
It's gonna be a repeat of last year, which I'm kind of grateful for, because last year was kind of boring. And he literally was the piece. Like, all right, we always had something to talk about and we always had something to focus on. We have a special guest.
Hello, Evan.
Hello.
And screaming child.
And screaming babies, yeah. Hello.
Did you join us to talk about Aaron Rodgers?
I had to.
Yes.
I had to.
Please give us your thoughts.
So watching that game, it was a great game, by the way. Like, both games, great games. Coming down to the kickers was fantastic. That's what you want to see out of wild card weekend or divisional weekend. But like the last drive that they had to possibly seal it, and then an interception, and I'm like, this is it. Like, Aaron Rodgers is Jimmy. If Jimmy Garoppolo can get them in the field goal range, that Aaron Rodgers is done. And lo and behold, like, Jimmy G had that drive. Deebo Samuel, hopefully he's okay. Drove them down and got that in the field goal range. Yeah, and you can say hi. Okay.
Hi.
But then, that's a tough kick too, especially in the wind and all that. And then he made it. I'm like,
in the snow.
And the snow. Yeah, and I was like, he is gonna be done. Like, this is probably the last game you're gonna see him in a Packers uniform.
Yeah.
Yep.
For Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But of course,
don't make Jordan cry.
I know. But as I tweeted out to you two, it's like, that's the dominating thing we're gonna hear all offseason is
100%.
What is Aaron Rodgers gonna do? Like, is he gonna be retired? Is he gonna maybe get traded? Like, what's gonna happen? And of course, we won't get an answer until that's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
I 100% can see that happening.
I know Irsay is
anyone who bought a
Irsay
Wentz jersey this year is gonna burn it.
Oh my god,
Irsay is crazy enough. He could probably maybe pull the trigger on something where he could bring Aaron Rodgers over. So you never know.
Now, if that happened, now this is a very hypothetical situation, but if Aaron Rodgers was to go to the Colts, do they send Carson Wentz to the Packers, or do the Packers just ride with Jordan Love?
I don't think Jordan Love is ready.
I really don't.
He doesn't look good anytime he comes in.
No.
It also depends on if like the Packers want Carson Wentz too. Like,
exactly.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. So if I'm the Packers, I'm going, I want so many picks from you. I want 2 number 1s, maybe a number 2, and then a player too. Like, you have to send.
Who has that? The Eagles.
Jordan.
No, it's never gonna happen. Like, you have Jalen Hurts.
Mute yourself.
I had a moment. No, the only person I would like remove Jalen Hurts for is Aaron. And I said that. I was like, I believe in Hurts. I want Hurts. But if Aaron Rodgers like even hinted that he would consider coming to Philadelphia, take everything. Like, I don't even care. But then yesterday in the press conference where he was like, I don't want to be on a rebuilding team, I was like, it's over. I was like, there's no way he's coming here.
I mean,
that's like me saying, well, yeah, let's bring Aaron over to New York.
Yeah.
We've already really said the 2 teams that could eventually maybe get him would be Pittsburgh and then Denver.
Yeah.
Although there could be a wild card team out there that could say, okay, we're going to offer you like this much for Aaron Rodgers.
The Browns.
No, they're like kind of in shambles.
No, they literally just need a quarterback in their Super Bowl team. Aaron Rodgers.
They need wide receivers too. They've got
Okay,
nobody.
send Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Baker to Wisconsin.
Well, remember, Devontae Adams will be a free agent.
Aaron Rodgers will retire before joining the Eagles.
I would love to see Baker in a Packers uniform though. It would make me happy.
Done. Done.
Why Denver? Well, Denver's got a really good team and they're a quarterback away.
They're literally a quarterback away.
Sam made the argument too, though. Will Aaron Rodgers want to be there with a first-year head coach? Like,
yes, that's the argument too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. So it's either retire or stay in Green Bay,
or go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, or go to Pittsburgh. Yeah, package up Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins over.
Oh my God,
that's nothing. That's a negative capital.
A first rounder.
They cancel each other out.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah,
no,
Pittsburgh.
You gotta send bring in Rodgers and Adams to Pittsburgh. Send Juju to freaking.
I've got
Green Bay.
Dog on me now and a child.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
We were not expecting Evan to be here, and certainly nobody else seemed like knew Evan.
I thought I could pull it off too, but now I got dogs jumping on me now and barking. So, ladies, have a great show. I will hopefully see you next week for the AFC and NFC championships.
We'd love to hear it. Thank you for jumping in.
Thanks, Evan.
Bye.
That was fun.
What a pleasant surprise. We love the dog, the child. Bring it all on.
Everything.
Fantasy Underdogs podcast. All right. Where are we? So we've talked extensively about Aaron Rodgers
games, yes,
and his future. Let's get into a little bit. I'm literally making a banner as we speak. Sunday game predictions. Am I spelling it right?
I can't believe there's only 2 games today. We get like football doesn't even start at 1:00 today, which is like
no, it starts at 3 and then it's gonna be over early.
Which honestly, for me, makes my life a lot easier. I'm kind of happy that the last game starts at 6:30.
Yes.
I wish all of them started at 6:30. All the night games.
Perfect. I've actually made the argument when I was in California. It really hit me. I was like, wow, you guys wake up at 10 a.m. for football. And and your Super Bowl starts at 3. Yeah. I was like, that's bizarre to me. I think 6:00 is the perfect time for a primetime game.
Yeah, because that's on the East Coast. I really like when they start at 8:30 and you're sitting there and it's 11:30 and you're like, I want to sleep and I can't. Because there are always great games too. You can't miss it. So, but anyway.
You are 100% on board with where me and Sam are both at. All right, yeah. So let's start with the first game. We have the Rams versus the Buccaneers. Sam, I am so torn. I have no idea what to expect for this game.
Well, let me tell you that week 3, regular season. These teams played each other, and a lot of people said this is going to be a playoff game, which here we are in January, and it's a playoff game. The Buccaneers lost. Mm-hmm. Buccaneers lost that in an upset. It was 34-24, I think. No way it happens again. Not a chance in hell. Tom Brady lets Matt Stafford beat him in the playoffs. So I'm going Bucs.
All right. So now let me ask you this. The Bucs, and I'm so in my literal YouTube video this week, there's recorded documented evidence where I was like, oh yeah, I'm taking Rams money line. And now it's the day of the game and I'm sitting here and I want to take the Rams. I want to. Everything in me is do not bet against Tom Brady this morning.
You don't bet against Tom Brady.
You don't get rich betting against Tom Brady. And then also the other side of my brain, this is also the argument I made last week, though, against the Eagles. So I don't know if it's valid. I was like, the Bucs are super injured. And their secondary isn't great. Is OBJ and Cooper Kupp just going to run all over this Bucs secondary?
I'm thinking it's going to be a really great game. Yeah, no, I mean, what was it? But Jensen came back into the game last week.
Yeah.
The center. And then Wirfs is not good.
Yeah.
They were like talking about him playing, and I was like, he's
No,
not
that man was in
if
not good
as
shape.
I think that as long as the center is playing, I'm not positive. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I feel like that would be fine. But I don't know. I just again that little voice in your head that's telling you that you don't make money betting against Tom Brady. I said the same thing last year when they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. People were picking the Chiefs left and right, and I was like, no way.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
going with the Bucks.
I was wearing my Chiefs t-shirt
And
with
picking the
money
Bucks.
on the Buccaneers because I was like, I love you, Patrick Mahomes. I really do.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady just isn't gonna let this happen. So I think I have to make a public switch up, and I think I am, and I'm probably gonna regret it because that's usually what happens to me. But I honestly don't think I'm going to. Evan, I wish Evan was still here for this. He'd be so happy.
Yeah. I don't know. I everything in me always tells me to pick Tom Brady, like no matter what. So, but I do think that this game is going to
be good.
Very good. Both games today are going to be just as good as they were yesterday. And we weren't even expecting a lot from those games.
No, I thought Bills Titans. I thought was going to be Bills Titans. Bengals Titans. I thought was going to be a good game because I felt like they were both very evenly matched, which it ended up being exactly the case. Packers 49ers. I had Packers -5.5. I was like, there's no way Packers don't win by at least 10. Like, I thought this was going to be like a touchdown and a field goal win for the Packers. No brainer. No. And that just shows you defenses win championships. Like, because Jimmy Garoppolo, he's a good quarterback, but he's been average. And now he doesn't even have a thumb or a shoulder. And they just beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So
in Lambeau, in the snow.
In the snow.
Jimmy G really is just like, he just wins, but it's not because of him.
Yes.
Like, he's just there filling in that quarterback spot.
But then here's the thing. Let's have a brief conversation about Jimmy G.
Okay.
Is it because this team like rallies underneath him, and I don't get that same energy when Trey Lance is out there. So yes, there's no conversation. Jimmy G is not the best quarterback. I'd say slightly above average depending on the day, but realistically, average good quarterback, like run of the mill. But for some reason, I still think he works in San Fran. I mean, look at where they're at.
They first of all, I think he has a great presence on the team. Like, everybody loves him. George Kittle walks around with his face on a t-shirt all the time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I think Jimmy G just, one, has good presence, two, he's great leader, and like he probably knows I'm not the best quarterback in the league. But now look, like, they're making a Super Bowl run for the second time in what, 3 years?
Yes.
Something's working. I mean, he's got the talent. Shanahan's a great coach. But I think Jimmy G is really just like an awesome person.
Yeah.
Which is like not analytical or football at all. But I think that that's part of it.
Yes. No, I mean, yesterday I was like, they were literally interviewing. You probably saw it on my private story. They were interviewing Jimmy G after the game, and I was like, get Jimmy Garoppolo off of my TV screen, just because I was like so upset that the Packers were out. But no, now that like we've recovered a little bit, I can acknowledge like Jimmy G just seems like a cool guy. And I think if I was the 49ers, like I would be super pissed about rushing to go get another quarterback because he's not the best in this league, but like look at where your team is at. Like,
literally,
you can't. I don't know how at this point you trade him.
No.
Like, he just beat the Packers.
No.
And I mean, granted, he didn't beat the Packers, but he led the team.
Yes.
Like, he is, like you said, a leader.
Mm-hmm.
This was very much, I want to make it clear, the defense won that for the 49ers, but I don't think at this point it's fair to be like, nope, Jimmy G, you're out after getting to this point.
I don't think they want. I think the only thing that's like really troubling is just the amount of injuries that he's been through. I think that's
which is so valid. And he's dealing with 2 right now.
Yeah, and like, again, like you could say if you remove the injuries, Jimmy G stays in San Fran for life. Like, but it's just the injuries are so troublesome.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be interesting. All right, so we're both riding. Are we going? Let me see where the point spread is still at for today. Last time I saw, I'm pretty sure the Rams were 3-point underdogs. Now Buccaneers are only favored by 2.5. Vegas knows something.
Interesting.
I'm still I'm just gonna do Bucks money line.
Okay.
Like, I'm just gonna say Bucks win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the Buccaneers are going to win. I really
Defense
do.
and special teams won the 49ers.
And we can let's just grab that and just think the Buccaneers defense is going to be a huge part of this game and stopping Matt Stafford, stopping, Cooper Kupp, OBJ, all those guys.
Yeah, if the Bucks secondary makes me nervous, but if the Bucks D line can do what they did against the Eagles, it's going to be very hard for Matthew Stafford. And Matthew Stafford, as we know, he can be the turnover king. So if they just put some pressure on him, make him a little nervous, and he starts making dumb mistakes, and then Tom Brady does what Tom Brady does, I mean, this is a no-brainer for the Bucks.
Go ahead.
I can't believe I'm saying this after this week. I was like, oh my God, the Rams are 100% going to be the Bucks. And I'm like,
no. No.
I want to be like, oh my God, Tom Brady, you're going down. I just can't.
No, he's been here too many times. He knows he knows what to do even with injuries. And you could, you can argue with the defense that they'll pop points on the board. Drop a couple pick sixes in there from Matthew.
Yeah.
I just don't see the Rams winning. But to be fair, we didn't see the Rams winning against the Cardinals either. So
this is true. Maybe that's there were a lot of things I thought was going to happen this postseason. I thought the Packers were going to the frickin' Super Bowl and they lose their first playoff game. But anywho, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a game that could potentially be the best game of this entire season.
It's going to be better than the Super Bowl.
It probably will be better than the Super Bowl. I honestly hope it is at this point. Chiefs Bills rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Are we both taking the Bills?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my God. First of all,
different, baby.
Built different. Josh Allen looked like a completely different postseason quarterback last week. And I think, you know what I keep seeing? That picture of Stephon Diggs on the field last year at the AFC Championship game. Full pads, helmet, everything, just standing there with his hands on his hips, watching this red and gold confetti. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think that's been brewing
100%.
for a year. The Bills are a completely different postseason team.
He literally said after that game, he was like, I stood out there to watch as motivation. Like, he knew what he was doing. And now to be almost like, I think it's going to be even because it's not an AFC Championship rematch. It's to get into the AFC Championship.
Right.
So I think it might be even, I was a little disappointed that this wasn't the AFC Championship, but I think it could be a little bit more intense for the Bills now because they're like, we want our confetti now. And like, you took that away from us last year. Like, we're getting there and we're doing this.
And just the idea of them also being the ones that end the Chiefs season after people have continuously said that the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl again, like to be that team that does that, it'd be like, they'd be riding a freaking high. It'd be insane. And this game is going to be like Josh Allen, first of all, is going to be chucking this ball down the field like nobody's business.
Yep.
Running, whatever he does, and he is just perfect in every way. Chucking it down the field. Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, all these guys are going to be standing in the end zone for him, and they are just going to rack these points up. Like, it's just going to be fantastic.
So the amount of tables that will be broken.
I know. RIP to the tables in Buffalo this weekend.
It's a bad day to be a table. Yeah. I also just want to take a moment that my cousin just texted me. Mm-hmm. How are we doing after the Rodgers loss? Everyone,
mental
my
health
friends that don't even watch football texted me yesterday and we're like, are you okay?
Mental health check-in.
Yeah, we're just making sure everything's fine. But, I fully agree. I think this is going to be a great game. I'm pretty sure I need to go back and find it. Yeah, we have a score prediction. 35-27, Bills on top. I love this. I took the Bills with the alternate spread. I took them minus 4.5 points. Odds were plus 190, so that should be a lovely payout. And then think about how, and like, I feel bad. Like, I honestly might wear my Patrick Mahomes t-shirt under my Bills sweatshirt because I feel like I've been picking against the Chiefs all season. And like, I still love Mahomes and I still love that team. The vibes were just slightly off this year. Mm-hmm. And I I just think the Bills deserve it more this season. And the Bills weren't
Yeah.
perfect all the way through either, but it's just the Bills' time.
Yeah, it is. And like this fan base, that what they went through like in the 90s with all those
4
Super
Super
Bowls
Bowls back to
and
back.
none of them, like that's rough. That is a rough thing. So like you're like the fact that they're right here and like Josh Allen has provided this for them. Like they're like we're going to the Super Bowl. Like they need this. The fan base needs this. Like I need this in order to survive. I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't happen. I don't know what I'm going to do.
If I lose the Bills,
veer off the New Jersey Turnpike
and I'll meet you halfway and we'll just no, if I lose the Bills and the Packers in consecutive evenings,
big mental health drop.
No, I might have to lock myself in the loony bin. Like I might need to be in a white padded room.
No, but we're gonna push out solid good vibes for the Bills because the Bills are gonna win this game.
I also just don't want another Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl. I don't want it. If the Chiefs if the Chiefs get there and play someone else, fine. If the Bucks get there and play someone else, fine. But like we have literally in the last how many years, it's literally been the Chiefs and the Bucks, or the Chiefs and Tom Brady, I should say.
Yeah.
Just in this, and I'm ready for something new. There are other teams that also deserve it.
100%. And it's the Bills' time, and the Chiefs made it here and they're doing their thing, but they didn't look good this year. They didn't look good this year, and they don't deserve to be in the Super Bowl.
No, they don't.
And again, like you said, I love Patrick Mahomes and I love to root for him, but I'm honestly over it. Like I will continue to love him individually, but just as the Chiefs in general, I'm like, I'm really just over it, and I don't want to see them win. So it's a tough venue to go into though. Arrowhead. So
I have a feeling though that Bills fans traveled very well.
Oh, they buy out like whole planes.
Yeah.
And they just you get on this plane and you're like, I must be on the team plane or something, because all these people are just in Bills gear flying. They love to travel. Yes. They love it.
No, someone tweeted the other day, one of the Philly reporters that I follow on Twitter, and they were like, why do Philly fans like support Bills Mafia so much? Like, what is it? And I was like, because they are us, but a lot nicer. Like that's literally Philly and Bills Mafia gives the same vibe, because like Philly travels well. Like we would both die for our teams, but like Bills Mafia is like also like they're intense and scary in their own way, but they're nice. Like, like if I was in an Eagles jersey, like they would still love me.
Yeah.
Philly's just scary.
No, Philly fans do scare me.
Yeah, no, they're
like
scary. Like they scare me, and like I'm one of them. So, but no, and like also just think about how absolutely freaking spectacular Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen AFC Championship.
I was thinking about that this morning as I was eating my saltine crackers and drinking.
I'm eating my Sparkle popcorn.
I straight up was like, "Oh my god, the Bills are gonna they can play Josh Allen, Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game." Yeah. And the thing was too, I remember thinking about this a couple weeks ago, but I didn't think the Titans were gonna lose. I really didn't. I was fully convinced that the Titans were gonna win yesterday. So the fact that it's an actual thing that can possibly happen, my heart is going to fall out of my chest. Yeah. Like it's not even going to explode. It's just going to go.
Yeah, no, it's just going to literally fall out. And I think it's honestly like poetic, because think about, there are no two fan bases that really deserve
absolutely
it more.
And like, I mean, like one of those winning, I would be okay with.
Yes. And that's kind of where I wish I was there with the NFC. Like I wish the NFC had two teams where I was like, you know what? I just want a good game. Whoever makes it, fine. Like NFC is a little tough for me right now. Like I don't know. I wish it could be a freaking Bengals, Bills, or Chiefs Super Bowl at this point. Yeah, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
No. But I agree with you. The NFC has really been like it's been like just like I don't like anybody.
Yeah.
I don't like anybody apart from, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. But
I wonder, is that because our teams are in the NFC? Is it harder? Like, it's the vibes are off for me.
I don't know. I'm not. Well, the Bucks and Tom Brady, everybody, you love to hate him kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Rams, I really am not a fan of. I mean, we were rooting for the Cardinals. We can argue, but the teams that are in there now, I just no.
Yeah,
Don't care.
no. I'm not like the vibes are so good in the AFC.
The vibes are great.
I love everybody in the AFC.
I know. But I guess
Minus
that
the
works out for
Titans.
us so that we don't have to root for so many NFC teams.
Exactly. Now we can freaking pick our I don't know where I was going with that sentence. There were words coming out of my mouth and I don't know what direction it was headed.
I just have to say, since we're talking about Bill's Mafia, my mom discovered the baby christening of Bill's Mafia where they slam them, but they put them on the table.
Yeah.
She was upstairs on Instagram Reels just now, crying, laughing. She was like, "This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life." Newborn children. There was one man in the hospital. This baby just came out. It was a fresh ass baby. Just christening on a styrofoam thing, and he just put the baby down and chopped in half. I was like, Bill's Mafia rocks.
Yo, Bill's Mafia is I think it's so funny too. I feel like every time Bill's Mafia produces a child, immediately in Bill's ear. Immediately. The child comes out of the womb in a Bill's onesie. And I'm like, I love everything about you. This is just so fantastic.
We really have to find time next season to make the drive or fly or whatever up to Buffalo and go to Buffalo Bills game.
We really do.
I
want to wear overalls and jump through a table.
I need nothing more in my life than to be set on fire and just jump off a truck and crack a table. I need that in my life.
No, we really need to make this happen. I got offered. It was a very unfortunate situation. I got offered tickets to a Bills game in Buffalo, but it was legitimately at 5:00 the day before the game, and that's an 8-hour car ride.
I remember you texted me and you were like, "I'm gonna do it," and I was like, "Jordan, if you get in your car and you drive, there's no coming back."
I had to find somewhere to stay. I needed housing because obviously I was going to be intoxicated. It was just a hot mess, but I wish I could have done it. But next year, I think me and Sam, there are 2 things we should make happen next year. Go to Buffalo, and we also need to see Justin Herbert in person.
Yes.
Yeah. Whether we travel to Buffalo and fly to LA, do the Bills, I know opponents are out. Do the Bills and Chargers play each other?
I'm going to look right now.
Because that would just be something. Also, while you're pulling that up, we have a comment. Who's going to take the NFC East next year?
No one. They're disintegrating
They canceled it.
Those teams won't be playing. I don't even want to think about that.
No, I'm not. I'm not ready to have that conversation yet. I think we honestly have to see how the draft goes.
Oh my God! Look at the first game of the Bills. First game, home game.
If Aaron Rodgers stays on the Packers, we have to go. That we go to the first game of the season.
Okay, they are not playing the Chargers, but they are playing the Bengals.
Is it in Buffalo or in Cincinnati?
In Buffalo. Oh,
Sam,
no, it's in Cincinnati.
I mean, honestly, Cincinnati's drive. Let's travel all over the country. Yeah. Cincinnati is definitely, I mean, not by much, but I think it's 6 hours. I drove to right near Cincinnati this year.
Yeah, the other games are just the divisional, and then at home it's just Packers, Vikings, Steelers, which could be good.
That could be good. Oh my God, if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers.
I was just gonna say, if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers, we will go to this game.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the Vikings though.
No part of me. I could actually care less about the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, I mean, you had to care about them for a little while. The end of your season.
I had to care about their downfall, and that's
that's true. That's true. Very true.
Rooting for a Vikings downfall is. I mean, I feel bad saying that because there are so many people on the Vikings that I do love. They just annoy me because how are you not good? You should be good.
Well, we'll see what happens when they get their new coach. We're veering off topic.
We are veering very off topic. All right. So long story short, 45 minutes later, the Bills and the Bucks are winning today.
And just so everyone knows, that's going to be our Super Bowl, Bills Bucks.
No. Yeah. Or Bengals.
I mean, I'd be surprised, but I mean, you saw on my private story last night, I was yelling about Bills Bucks Super Bowl.
Sam hammered on her private Snapchat story, was like, listen, I know you have 2 ears. The Bills, and I'm sitting there this morning like, okay, like I am listening with my 2 ears. It was honestly like it honestly cured my depression a little bit.
I get so confident. And like
does.
I love when people argue with me.
She's pointing in our face. I know here's like, 1 ear, here's 2 ear. You have 2 of them. It's gonna be a Bills Bucks Super Bowl.
I've gotten like so many like slide ups on that video. And it's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I mean, drunk thoughts. I'm still going with it. Bills Bucks Super Bowl. I said that in September, so I'm still going with it.
I said Bills Packers in September.
It is. Well, to be fair, I did think that with this upcoming thing, it was going to be Bills Packers, but
here we are. You know, I can easily see it's the way it's looking right now. Bucks are just moving their way right back to the Super Bowl. And I'm honestly fine. The one good thing, this is the last thing I'll say. The one good thing, if we do get a Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl, it does kind of start the conversation, especially if Mahomes comes out on top in this one. It does like start brewing the conversation for later down the road, like who actually will be the greatest of all time.
True.
And that is a storyline I can get behind. So whether it's, I mean, I like how we're like anyone from the AFC, but it's gonna be the Bucks. From like we've just counted out everyone from the NFC.
I mean, again, like we said earlier, you can't really count out Tom Brady right away.
Really can't. But, all right. Thank you guys. Comments were booming today. Thank you guys so much.
Yes,
it's gonna be
awesome.
A lovely day of football. Make sure to subscribe to the FU Dogs Pod YouTube channel. Follow us everywhere at FU Dogs Pod. Follow me at the Sporty Jordy. Follow Sam at the Girl Who Talks Sports. And let's hope today is better on our mental health than last night was.
Jordan, don't forget to turn the live off.
So last week I took us out and me and Sam were talking about the weather and Adam Schefter for like 3 minutes, which was interesting. So we will end the live today. All right. Love you all.
Bye.
I am just a hot mess. That was not what I wanted to do. All right, now we're going to say bye and I'm actually going to turn the live off.